Well, hello guys, welcome back. If the gods are with me, you're going to get a double shot of God for the day because I'm trying to make up not lost time, but lost videos. And I tried to tell Belliano I can't make lightning in a bottle twice. I get that one inspiration, that one hit, and it can take like a day or so of repeatedly trying all day long in front of the camera. And I just got instructions to make lightning in a bottle again. He's very kind and he's very sweet with me, but at the same time, he knows I'm torn. He knows I think this is the worst possible idea in the world, and he knows I also think simultaneously at the same time it's kind of an Ogu trait of it's the best idea in the world, it's the right thing to give him because he is my family. He is one of those Loa that if you get into Wudong, Cliff Notes version, and you get interested and the spirits are starting to show up in your circle or wherever you are, um he was one of those spirits that wanted to work with me and I would not work with him, and he might love me very deeply, but he had shown up and told me I should be working with him and I wouldn't. So long story short, I had to go spend my money to get a reading and be told, oh, you're not going to be happy about this. I was like, why? And the mom was like, you got Ogu. You got Ogu, you got Belliano. And she could tell me shit, guys, that I'd never said on Facebook, I'd never said in any groups I've been in. She was telling me stuff, so I'm like, okay, she's getting this from somewhere, and she's not cold reading or something else, because being a little suspicious kind of comes with being with the Ogu family, too. So, it was rough. I was just miserable because I went from the fun of Baron Samedi to working with Ogu. And with me, I don't know if it's the same for everyone because I've never been in a house, but I will get Belieno, and then 5 minutes later it's a different Ogu, but they know the brain doesn't work too well with stroke, so they all take Ogu. That's fine. Um, and they are a very loud, aggressive family at times. Beliano is very sweet and gentle, but the rest of the family can be very loud and very aggressive and very frightening. That is why I was getting dogs. Remember, I kept telling you, like, for a year or so, it's been all these dogs everywhere barking and going out of their doggy minds. And I've been smelling gunpowder and tobacco and all this other stuff. It was Belliano is the one who, laid the closest claim to me, saying, he's very gentle and he's very sweet, saying, no, this one is mine. You can't come in and do the usual Ogu thing of scaring the living shit out of her, which kind of happened along the way, but it was because I wasn't working with my family. When the Ogus decide they are going to work with you, I don't care if you just flew in from Mars, you are family. I don't care what color you are, or what language you speak or don't, or if you've been in a house or not, or if you even practice Wudong, you are family. Full stop. Once they decide you are family, you are family. All the Wudong lower are like that. They really don't. They see color, they're not like ignorant of color, but at the same time they don't give two shits because your soul is not what you don't have a white soul or a black soul or a soul from Mars or a soul from a fifth dimension. You are you. You are a spiritual being, so they really don't give a shit. And in Wudong cosmology, you are going to be a future ancestor someday, so you got to get your shit together in the here and now and start learning how to be, not so much ancestor stuff, but learn to be a good human being and learn how to deal with your shit. And then when you are an ancestor and your people are calling on you, your descendants are calling on you, you can actually show up and be useful, somewhat useful. The families are always growing all the time, Ogu family included. Like, people will start showing up in a house, and they'll show up in possession, and they will identify as so and so. And sometimes people will have controversy, and they'll say that's not new Ogu, and some people will say, yeah, that's a new Ogu. It's a huge family that's always exploding, and they will always be adopting too. For me, Belliano was with me from the very start. You guys know on this channel, my parents didn't want another child. My brother was hell on earth, so they did not want another child. My birth was very problematic, so that's the Belliano part coming in, because he's the Loa, or spirit of medicine. And I was dying when I was born. I was dying. In fact, I died, I think, twice. After I was born, my heart stopped twice, I think. So, back in 76, they had me on the best medical care they could, and they couldn't explain it. Everything just started working. Okay. That is Balendjo, because Balendjo rules over the heart. He can rule over anything being the law of medicine, but that was Balendjo stepping in and being very kind. He is the patron law of children. All children everywhere. I don't give two shits what color they are, all children everywhere. You're not going to get between any of the Ogus and children. They're usually very good with children. Yeah, they're the loud, noisy war family, but they love and adore children as much as the gay day love and adore children, and that is their child, and they have the child, and you're not getting the child back. They love children, they really do. So he's the healer, so he's a pediatrician, but he's also, medical doctor. He's a combat doctor, obviously. He's a Navy man, so he, sells, they say, no go ways Navy. And, for me, I get this connection, and other people would say, no, that's an Agoe trait, but this strong calling I have to the sea. I have this memory as a child of, I did not tell my family because my daddy was racist. Being a little girl on the beach, I think in Cape May, and I wanted to run out to the sea because the sea is always cold me. I've always had the strong draw to the sea and underwater. And there was this, we're gonna say it, and everybody gonna think, there was this black man. I know the voodoo on lower black. It's such a shock. There was this black gentleman in a navy uniform, and he was bending down, and he was a spirit, but I could see the spirit as a little girl. I thought everybody could, and he just gently was holding me back, and he's like, no baby, you can just look, but you can't go in. And he will spend hours of time with children, helping them pick up seashells or whatever. He was always very proud. I could always sense him at the seashore. I just had no idea who he was. Balendjo is very proud of his children. Even when they screw stuff up totally, even when they run away and they're afraid, he's still very proud of his children. Longest fuse in the Ogu family, so you're very lucky. And he will run interference if the other Ogus are mad at you. He will be like, no, this one's one of mine. I take the special ones. I got real special back here. He takes the special ones. He takes the ones that, almost any other Loa would lose it with. There was a point in my life where Baron left me because I was listening to humans and I wasn't listening to the Baron, and rather than harm me, the Baron left for the longest time, and I had to keep going to Legba to beg him to get Baron back. And eventually Baron came back, but he was very with me. And that's around the time I got led to my reading, and they're like, well, you're just so disordered because you have to start working with Ogu. He is the one that Balendjo, especially, if I work with him and I'm giving him love and trust and faith and hope and everything, it's very soothing. It's like being rocked to sleep on a boat or being at the beach. He's very calm. He's very nurturing. He's the law. The Balendjo is the one that will not attack first. He's not as aggressive as some of the other Ogus. But he's just like the Navy. If you attack him, he will show up and he will end you 7 ways from Sunday, and he will do it with a smile on his face. This is still Ogu. This is still, very ferocious. And we have stories that some people say all Ogus are Ogo, so, you could say he sacrificed his dogs, and he's still the Loa, the spirit literally of iron, of fire, but water also, because he's Balendjo, so he can walk different points. And he's, let's see, what else do I want to tell you? The forge, he can make weapons or he can make beautiful jewelry. Everything that runs on this earth runs because, if you believe in Buddha, because of Ogu. If Ogu doesn't want it to run, it is not running. And that includes your inspiration too, because they can be the Loa of inspiration. They overlap with Legba on communication, because you're going to need communication in the military. Moving forward, being trailblazers. Some people say all roads belong to the Ogu, all train tracks, everything. So if you see natural disasters or something, not natural disasters, if you see road wrecks or something, some people will say that's because this, that's because that. I'm staying out of that one. I'm staying out of that one. I would just say that you can pray to Ogu, and say, I'm going on a trip. So, like, Hermes would protect you, Ogu would protect you, so forth, so on. They're the one family that I've noticed people delight in frightening people with. Ogu is kind of used as a attack dog, just like some people use the Baron as this big scary attack dog that's going to attack all their enemies. Some people will use Ogu that way. There's a problem. If the person you are attacking is in the right, Ogu is the first one that will turn around and beat your ass. He will bring everything you were sending towards that person back to you. He is justice. He is the law. He is right doing. So he is not the one to decide because you went to this shop and you saw a book of voodoo curses and you get them and you decide you're going to do this stuff. He will be the one to show up and destroy that and break that up into tiny little pieces and chop it up. There's a time and place for being aggressive, but generally you do not, unless you're going to truly go into Wudang, you're going to dedicate your life to the religion, you're going to study it, you don't want to think you have enough knowledge to make that call. It's just one of those things that you're much safer going and putting it in Ogu's hands, and he will let me walk up and down and rant and rave, and then he'll calmly discuss it with me. He will threaten me with certain family members. If you practice Wudang, you're going to know the name. It begins with an F. He will go, "You are acting like your uncle. Do you want to go live with your uncle?" And send this calm Balendjo voice, too. "Do you want to go live with your uncle?" "No, I'm afraid of him." "Well, you're acting like him." "I don't want to." Everybody's afraid of certain parts of the Ogu family. They're fine. They're loud, they're noisy, they're aggressive. It can hurt when they punish you. It can really hurt when they punish you, but it's not in that unfair thing. It's like getting a whack from Odin or getting a whack from Loki. They're not certainly not comparing them as same deities, but it's like that. You're part of my family. I love you, so now I'm gonna beat your ass for you. You'll thank me later. So it's kind of like that. If I describe the family in a term that you might be more comfortable with, imagine a whole family as strong as Thor and as wise as Odin and as crafty as Loki. This is not the family to underestimate. They're very inventive. They're the inventors. They're the gods of technology, love of technology. They're the ones of everything that works, including you. So you want to be nice. Obviously they love rivers. They have a softness in them, depending on the Ogu for wild animals. They do like them. They also like to eat meat. They are these dual-natured spirits, but there have been people that have had success running vegetarian households. Really, because of everything they've been through, the Ogus will take what they can get more so than any other family. They all will, but Baron will complain for 2 hours. Labos shoot you nasty looks. Ogu's just fairly surprised that you managed to put something together some days. They are a wonderful family. All joking aside, they are a wonderful family. Belly and Oak, and some people will give them stew. I think it's like a bean stew with probably would traditionally be goat meat or something. Traditionally, going the whole way back to Africa, it'd be dog meat, but we're not doing that in this country. I don't think it's legal. So you could substitute beef, or if you want to make vegetarian, make vegetarian. You will find out if they're pleased or not. You will get a general sense of happy or not. Now, what you do with that food is going to depend on what they tell you. If you are getting a sense that it is blessed and you should eat it, go ahead. You're completely safe. If you are getting a sense that especially sickness or something bad you want or curse or something is being broken and you're using that stuff, then get rid of it. I don't care if you have to put it in a garbage bag and take it out to the garbage or you go bury it or something else. You'll get a sense. You'll just feel rightness or wrongness to the food. And if you're not sure, ask. And then you'll get a general idea of, yeah, this has been blessed, or no, stay away from this. They will share. They're the ones that, they will point out, in Africa that, a whole community will share one plate at times. It's a common thing. So they will share. They're the ones that will oversee, like say sacrifice, and they will oversee doing things the right way. So it is the Ogus who, oversee sacrifice and that. But you do not, I repeat, do not have to do any kind of sacrifice other than food you make at home. In fact, you should not if you are not in a house. If you have been given some kind of taboo, listen to it. If you've been told specifically don't offer blood or don't do this, Do not do it. You do not want Ogu wound up and super hot if you do not have a Mambo or Ugon around to calm him down, because he's not going to calm down for you. I don't care how loving and kind you are and how much candy you then dump in his lap. This you do not stop Ogu. It's like trying to stop a speeding train by putting a leaf on the tracks. It's not going to work. Overall, they are like a very loving, very loyal family. It's just you have to be willing to put the work in. And even with Balendjo, sometimes he can do some stuff to toughen you up. Not to be cruel, but like, like at the New Year, sometimes it's been freezing cold, and he's like, I need you to come out and do this thing, and I will go out and do it. And it doesn't matter if it looks like a toddler did it, if you can get the veve down, they like that. But they might not ask for that. You have to, I don't care what I say or anyone else says, you have to make them happy. That has to be your #1 priority. And Ogo's been the one getting me to get over what other people are going to think, and do people think you have a right to do this? If Ogo wants you to do it, you worry about pleasing Ogo. Don't worry about other people. Yeah, some people are going to get hurt. You're not doing it intentionally. As long as you're not going into grabbing something because you think you have a right to it, that's fine. It's like, yeah, cottage industries that just pop up overnight and start selling stuff. But if you're sincerely going towards the Loa with an open heart and an open mind, you're gonna be fine. Some people like to use them as attack dogs and scare people, but we've seen that with Jesus and Westboro Crazies. We've seen that with Odin and the right wing. We've seen that with every deity. They get these people that decide that the deity is going to kill all their enemies for them, and we know that doesn't happen. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up about there. It's not as long as I meant for it to be. I feel like I left a whole bunch of important stuff out you should really know about Balendjo. But all in all, he's a sweetheart. And I love all the Ogus. It's just, you have to decide what you believe about them in your heart. You have to decide whether you think they're very dangerous. And if you work with Odin, you're familiar with overcoming that idea of this frightening god that's going to kill you if you have the Vulcan on the insert spear here symbol. Or if they're a loving, kind, and gentle, Loa. So it's in my experience, there are the people on both extremes. There are the people who will say, "Oh, they're never going to harm you. You're completely safe." They love you. They love all people. All people are the children of the Loa. And there are the people that are like, they're crazy. They're going to get you. I think you get what you come into working with them for. If you come in for love and you come in for healing and you come in for a relationship, you're probably going to get that. Otherwise, not so much. So that wasn't the longest video, and that wasn't probably my best video. I tried to warn him about lightning in a bottle. I said, this is not going to be as good as the first cut. And Balendjo didn't care. He wanted, right doing, and he's very much for that. He's justice, medicine, warfare, politics. The family's in politics now. If somebody's doing very well in Haiti, sorry, my damn English pronunciation, Haiti. It's going to be, thought by some to be, the Ogus helping. And obviously medical aid, anything else. If you want the Ogus to love you, especially Balendjo, do something to help other people. I don't care what capacity it's in, but it's like, do something to help other people, make the way easier for them, uphold law and justice, do things like that. And, do not be destructive. They usually use their destructive powers like warfare and that for, ultimately it's towards a better end. Even the Ogus, it's once been said, do not dream of war for war's sake. They will go to war when there's no other option. They can bring war and they can bring peace. They would rather bring you peace, but if your damn fool self wants a war, then by all means. This is not the family to back into a corner. This is not the family to try to reach a stalemate with, because they will just shut you down completely. I've noticed in my personal experience, and most people that work in the house aren't going to get to see this, the gods and goddesses will get out of their way. If the Ogus are not happy and the Ogus say they have claim to you, they're just going to shut everybody down, and nothing's going to work for you until you make them happy. So, I do apologize to you guys. It was a mistake taking the videos down the first time, but I get overly worried about, what if I hurt somebody's feelings? What if I make somebody feel bad? This isn't my place. But, my first thought should be towards Ogo. My first thought should be towards this is a Loa that had an extremely long fuse with me, put up with all the misinformation that I was getting at the time. Because over a decade ago, you could not find anything. And the one book and the articles I found, they were the worst possible information I could have found. I did everything wrong I could have possibly done. And, I'm still alive. So, is he's one of the most forgiving law. So is Baron, so is Lake, but they mostly all are. They will get disappointed with you and upset with you if they think you're not doing right, and they can yell quite loud if they think you're doing wrong. But as long as they know that you're doing the best you can, even if you're continuously messing it up, they're just fine. They're not gonna hurt you. So, I hope that helps. And, again, guys, I want to apologize to you and to Oku and Ayole for the video. I want to apologize to both of them. It wasn't fair because, to me, they're equal to everyone else. I don't care if we use the term Loa or Spirit or God. To me, they're as equal to the others, and they're just as much a part of this family as, say, Odin or Loki or Dionysus or anyone else. So, if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you better. See you later. Bye bye.